Welcome, guys. Very exciting history was made last night at the 10th Yin Cup. Um, the Yin Cup runs every 4 years. It is called the Olympics of Go, and it's the 10th Yin Cup, so it's the 10th Olympics of Go, which means the Yin Cup has ran for 40 years, or 36 if you count, the tens, and so we have 10 Yin Cup winners in history, and this was surprisingly the first Yin Cup victory by a Japanese player, Ichiriki Ryo. This guy's name will be very, very famous in a couple of days, if not so already, and it is a great, great event that is happening, and this day will be remembered in history. It's the first time that a Japanese player has won the Yin Cup. Now, a little bit of background. Why is it so surprising that it's the first time that a Japanese player won the Yin Cup? The Yin Cup was first played around 1988 or so, and at the time, Japan was the strongest Go-playing nation on Earth, the strongest Go-playing country in the 1980s. They had many of the top 10, top 50 players in the world. Like 80% of them were Japanese at the time, and so it was sort of the Yin Cup was made, and the heavy favorites were many of the Japanese players. However, they did not win at the time, and that would usher in the age of the Koreans that dominating the international Go scene. So after the first Yin Cup, or from the first Yin Cup on, the very famous Korean player Cho Hyun, he is a senator in Korea now because of his national hero status, and his student, the more famous Lee Chang-ho, and then later Lee Se-do, were the most dominant Go players in the 1990s and early 2000s. That was the age of the Koreans, and then it was the Chinese players who won more tournaments, and so it was actually only until now did a Japanese player win the World Championships, the Yin Cup. And in fact, a Japanese player has not won any World Championships, like the biggest Go tournaments in the world, in at least 15 years. So it's like it's marking a resurgence of Go in Japan. People were lamenting how the Japanese Go scene used to be, the Go community used to be the biggest on earth, the highest, strongest Go players, and then nowadays they're saying, "Oh, look how far Japan has fallen," and everything. And so this could be a great, great news for the Go community. A Japanese player won the biggest Go tournament in the world, and hopefully a lot more Japanese players, youngsters, would start playing the game and everything. And I'm gonna play the last match on auto mode for now, while we conclude on the background. And with the so nowadays the Japanese players were like, they lost so much, so that people are like, I wish I played a Japanese player in the Lanka Cup or the Samsung Cup, because the Chinese and Koreans are too strong. And so perhaps after this and maybe many more victories, that people would stop saying that, because back in the 1980s it was totally the opposite. People, Japan was the powerhouse, and then it was a great, sad, depending on your perspective, it was a very remarkable sign that, in the 2010s, people are saying, I hope I play the Japanese players because they're easier. The Japanese Dan rankings are also weaker than the American, European, Chinese, and Korean Dan rankings. Nowadays, the Chinese Dan rankings are heavily inflated now, but anyways, Japan was the first ones to have to inflate the rankings, and totally the opposite in Europe, where Europeans deemed to make the strongest ranking systems on Earth, and they had their European Go Congress Go tournaments run just as long as the Yin Cup, which is 3 hours each. So, yeah, great. The Europeans succeeded, and the Japanese and the Chinese Dan ranking systems are starting to inflate. All right, so we have mentioned that it has been a very long time since a Japanese player won any major international world tournament, and it's a great thing to note that Go is known as a very non-luck based game, and game or sports match, and so for anyone to beat someone stronger at Go, like to beat anyone clearly stronger at Go is a very difficult thing to do, and it's very difficult, and it's the greatest it's one of the great things about Go as well. So therefore, if if only 1 out of the top 10 players are Japanese, then it's very difficult for that one player to win. Now, given that Go is so not luck based, the strongest players in the world all do have a chance against each other, and so the numbers game can be a very important factor there as well. Okay, so with that background aside, let's take a look at these very exciting Yin Cup games. We do plan to look at all 3, and boy oh boy, these were not only the they were very exciting games as well. Not only history making, but they made history in the most exciting of ways. This is the concluding point in the game, and we see here white captured black on the bottom here, but black has captured a much bigger group over here on the right, and then everywhere else the territory is small, so this territory will dominate and black will win the game at the end. So let's take a look at from the beginning. Now, I had mentioned that these games were so crazy exciting games, and the professional Go player, and one of the good and the bad things about Go is that it's so rich that it's very difficult for the average beginner to understand what is going on or who is winning in Go in a very exciting top level finals match. Now, the part about knowing who's winning, that used to elude even the strongest of Go players as well. So even the older, before AI came out, even the professionals had no idea who was winning, and they had very wide ranges. Nowadays, it's so much easier now with the help of AI, which is much stronger at determining this than most humans. So it's that part can be greatly helped, and so it has never been a better time. It has never been as good as today for a Go player, a Go enthusiast. We can tell by the AI score, not only the win percentage, it's also the difference in territory. Here, black has a 38% win rate with a -2 point of expected value. So white is leading by 2 points. Expected, black at 37. Both of these measures are a great way to tell both the expected value, the state of the game, and also a version of the uncertainty, a view of the uncertainty in the game. In the end game, a 2-point lead is gonna be 95, 99%. In the beginning, a 2-point lead is like a 37%. That just shows you the expected volatility going into the game. Okay, Ichiriki Ryo is black in this game, and it's a good time to talk about the rules of the game. The in-cup is 3 hours each, maybe 3.5 hours each, but let's, big difference there, huh? And the interesting thing about the in-cup is that you can run out of time, and instead of counting you down, you can buy 20 minutes of extra time with 2 points. And we saw that Ichiriki Ryo has done this, went overtime and bought time with points in both of his previous games, which is very interesting. Okay, the second part about understanding the first it's about who is winning the game. The second really difficult part is what is going on in the game. What is going on in the game is notoriously difficult to determine and to know by Go players, even by professionals, and certainly by the average Go player. So the thing that me as a Go professional would like to help out with is this part. I hope to listen to me, and you guys will know what's going on. All right. The first thing to remember about knowing what's going on in the game, or being able to tell or talk intelligently or fight bravely, or about the game, is it is not difficult, and the most powerful resource that the AI uses, that the professional uses, and you will use as a Go enthusiast, is your eyeballs. Yes, it's your eyes. Not like I have to make 2 eyes and then make my group alive. No, it's your literal eyeballs. Most powerful tool that you have, and that is the ability of the human to form very quick opinions and impressions on the game. So whatever you see, whatever you feel, is whatever is going on. So that's the first thing. Trust your feelings. And then secondly, the principles of Go, like the rules of Go, is very, very easy to understand. It's not very difficult, and we will use those when we go through this game and see what's going on. Okay. Opening, some Josekis have been played. White has generally taken the outside so far this game. The Japanese player Ichiriki, our star of the tournament, has so far played a very solid shape on the top left. The lower right corner is also alive, and now White has played here, encroaching on the top right corner. Remember, it is what you see. And here black starts to fight on the lower right. Makes sense. The only thing you guys will have to know about what's going on, why are they fighting here, why are they making a tenuki, is the thickness rule, and that is you want to play where you are relatively weak, because that brings you the most amount of thickness value, and thickness value comes from making a weak group into a strong group, and if you make a strong group into an even stronger group, it will not be as valuable. And you'll see that throughout the game. Right now, black does not defend on the top here because the top he is judging to be relatively strong already, and he's gonna play down here where both black and white are a little bit weaker. Okay, since we went through this earlier, we're gonna take over and start doing some diagrams, and this is also a very powerful tool. And this is the AI diagram, and a we can do various things. This is the resident AI on Fox. Okay, let's first continue on here, and then let's see in the other game. Okay, let's just see the history being made in the third and final game, and then we will take a look at the analysis with various diagrams a little bit later on. Okay, so the first game, the third one, the final decisive match, is gonna be us taking our existing Go knowledge. You guys probably all have enough Go knowledge to understand what's going on. And yes, it's all about applying your Go knowledge. It's not about learning more Go knowledge. And this one is just gonna be us using our Go knowledge and then trying to determine what is going on. Next, we will go into the other games and many more specific diagrams. You guys will see these are indeed the most exciting finals games ever. Okay. White cuts, black plays here, needs to save the 2 stones, and the ladder looked like it was working, but of course it is not. It is not. We read it out. Okay, white connects, and black lives here. If black does not capture, white will capture, and black will not be alive. Great. And here is one of our principles at work. So here, white needs to live down here. White needs to live on the right-hand side. But before defending himself completely, white is striking back. And it is very important to strike back before you're totally ready. Those are my exact words. There were some controversy with this. People said, Michael, did you tell people to never defend their weakest groups, the weak groups or weaknesses? And I said, yes, of course, you don't defend your weak groups because you have to strike back before you're totally strong. White is weak on the bottom, white is weak on the right. But it's very important for white to counterattack before white is totally strong. Because by the time you are totally strong, you play a move here, black will defend, and 2, when you do strike back after you're totally strong, your opponent would just go on with the game and not answer to your threats. Right now, the process of capturing any of these black stones would also make white totally safe, which makes their value very high. And this, you guys heard of various ideas like this, but you guys also heard the opposite idea, which is you want to make sure that you are strong before you totally go for the counterattack. So there is a choice, and the choice is to counterattack early rather than late. Okay, so white is doing this, and here we see that black is also defending. And remember here, if because white was a little bit weak earlier, so when white counterattacks, it's very important for white to play a move like this one to live with the white group. This is also Sente against the outside here. So you guys can see here that white actually loses Sente here because white needs to take care of the group. And this, yes, counterattacking before you're totally strong does make it less likely for you to capture your opponent, but it makes living so much more comfortable. And so that's what the players will very often like do. And as we know, all the professionals, every professional wants to win their game, so they will be aggressive in some manner. They will aggressively try to win the game, and this would be, this is one of them. You have to make sure that you counterattack before you're totally ready. Okay, so because of this counterattack, white has gained a 6-point lead according to AI 6.5. If you guys don't know the Chinese characters on Fox, this is white. The more convoluted character is black. You guys will see it here. See, this is a word for black. Black is at 25. Here, white is at 83. By the way, okay, so here white attacks, and here we can see very, very, black is clearly in the defensive on the bottom here. Now, when we said the best defense is to use advantage, make use of your defender's advantage to the fullest, and the defender's advantage does include counterattacking before you're totally strong. Specifically, defender's advantage is that the exchanges of stones of anything favors the defender. So if you're weaker, you like exchanging. Therefore, your attacker can't let you capture any of these stones. These 2 stones can't let you capture those. These 3 can't let you capture those. For example, black cannot push through here, give up 3 stones, because white is on defense. Defender's advantage is very, very strong. And so on the attacking side, what do you want to do on the offensive side is you want to be aware of the defender's advantage and try to take that away. So if you are attacking the middle group, you want to take away the defender's advantage and the counterattack. Where are you most afraid of the counterattack from? The right-hand side. That is relatively weakest, which means you jump here, and that's in one of the diagrams. And okay, if you are attacking the black group over here on the bottom, this is you either approach from the outside, making the outside a bit stronger, or the top AI move is actually here, making this group a little bit stronger, which is very surprising to us, and we'll see why. So white goes for the surrounding option, and so by the next few moves we will see why that is. Black harness, white blocks. By the way, when black plays here, white, wow, very interesting. White needs to keep himself very safe by extending instead. Very, very interesting. But anyways, we'll see why that is. Okay, remember AI wanted us to play the extension. We're like, that's such a small move. Why would the AI say that? And before you say, that's an AI move, that's not a human move, realize all the Go is not difficult. You can understand this. You can understand professional games. You can understand what the AI is saying about your game when you review with very simple ideas. And that is, we'll see what happened here. Black Hanes, we have to block. Black Ataris, okay, we have to connect. Okay, now, come on. Okay, black Ataris, we have to connect. And so this, after all of this sequence, black connects. We have to play here to live. After this sequence, we can see that black easily makes 2 eyes, plus 5-6 points, and white is the one with the eye space getting crammed. This is a famous life and death problem. Don't worry, no one ever solves these life and death problems the first time, so just know that after white harness, this is alive. And white harness, because next move white can Atari and then play here. So when white Ataris, black has to play here to make a ko. Does black answer? Okay. So white does live. Oh no, white does not live. White has to play one more move to live. Okay. Right. So black plays a sente, white plays an answer. So after black, puts some more pressure against the inside white group, black is able to live in sente now. And now the outside is a major fight, and we're back to relatively even, as you guys can tell by the AI score. Mostly because black was able to live in sente, and even though black is uncomfortable here with empty triangles, black was able to cut white's middle and get the very, very valuable sente. Now I totally understand why the AI wanted at this point to make white play this extend. Now white is totally alive, and white has more points than before. Black has less points than before, and black does not have the two eyes that we have in the actual game. And so after the extend, black is going to have to extend out and run out. White will definitely have Sente in this area. Yeah, and so white can get the first move on the right hand side. Okay, so in the game, white played a very, very strong, like, I'm gonna close you and make you play these, bad exchanges, good exchanges for white moves. But afterwards, black was able to secure a very, very valuable Sente into the middle game. Here, black attacks the right-hand side white group, and there it goes. There it goes. There we go. As you can see, two of the groups have settled, but in their place there's one white group, one black group, one white group, one black group. So there's still four very weak groups on the board. And so here's the second thing that's very easy, a very easy concept for us to know what's going on. Go find where the weakest groups are on the board, and the weakest groups are all like, not dead and not alive, sort of in limbo. And they trust us, the Go players, the professionals, the AIs, they will all play around the weakest areas. Okay, so here the weakest group is a white group here. Expect white to play this move. Okay, he does, and here black wants to attack white in a way that strengthens the weakest black group. That could be these 4 stones, but this one is strengthening this group while attacking white. So surrounding this white group, black is doing it. He is strengthening the weakest of the attacking stones here. Great. And here white goes for the counterattack, which is very, very good. Remember, when you defend, it's very, very important not to fall into, like, I'm gonna play this diagonal move, make this tiger's mouse move, and make my 2 eyes and be safe. That's a quick way to get to fall behind in the game, and professionals will not do this. If you want to be strong, you will also want to start counterattacking as much as you can. And here they do it. Here they go. White cuts black as well. Okay, and so here black, because of the weaknesses we talked about, there's a weakness with the wedge and everything, black plays this Atari, which is very, very reasonable, and you strengthen the weakest attacking stones. Here black has to play the capture, and here that allows white to play this Atari in Sente and then extend out, and then this takes care of the right hand side group. Yes, why the extend out? Are you not afraid of the cut? We can see Atari by white and then push, and Atari, white will have a 10-point group, and you can cut me, but black will not have any points after black cuts. Therefore, this cut is protected because of a weakness in black's shape. And so look for the super efficient, look for the both sides to play very, very efficient like this. This might be some reading involved with getting ready to cut. That's why white fixed this cut right now. Black would prefer, territory-wise, black would prefer to take the corner, cut this 1 stone, instead of capturing 3 stones. But black does not want to make the choice now, because if the middle black group comes under attack, black may need to capture 3 white stones. That's why black is not playing this cut right now. So the fighting spills over into the middle. Remember how we want to attack? We attack by strengthening the weakest attacking stones. Attacking the middle white group, black is gonna strengthen the right hand side or the left hand side or the bottom side. The bottom is alive, it is totally strong. The right hand side group has captured a stone and it can block, so it is also very strong. the weakest attacking stones is these four. And note, we may play this jump, but the AI, well, the jump is the second, is this diagram by the AI at 48 points. The turn is actually number 1. And we may all jump, but we can see that the turn is noticeably developing the left side a lot more than the jump is. Right? After we play here with another Sente here, exchange, white basically can't move out, and this is the professional's way of developing his territory at the same time as he is attacking and sort of cashing it in and doing what our favorite word, which is sustainable development with this turn. So that's a few concepts, a few things to watch out for, and you'll see it everywhere in the professional game, and they can all be explained by these easy things. And you and I, we have eyeballs. We can look at this and we should be able to tell. And note, we didn't show you guys any diagrams in this format, right? Only what we feel with our eyes. Okay, so this move also, connecting to the side and then making a big left-hand side. Okay, and now white connects these. After these middle exchanges, now black looks like black is a little bit weaker than this white group, or maybe they're about the same, but right now it's clearly a 50-50 fight. It's oh wow, very nice, an attachment. So here white gained strength with this right hand side group, and also saved the 3 stones. Black gained these 2 moves here, making the left hand side, making the 1 stone stronger in the corner, and so the game is still relatively even, and the middle fight is also relatively even, which is quite exciting. Alright, so black here plays the attach. When we play the attach, usually it means we want to make lots and lots of exchanges. And in this case, the exchanges are very interesting. You could argue that making exchanges will help white settle white's group. It will also help black settle the black group. So, seems like a fair fight. Seems like a fair fight. And so they went for this. Very good. I think the main idea is the left hand side black is a little bit more open, and the top white is relatively closed. So if more exchanges have been made here, the middle will be settled, and then black would like to have the middle, settle more or exchange more. And so, if black lives here, white lives here, black has 1 or 2 Sentes here, then black can surround a very big left-hand side and get ahead that way. So very good plan, and that is also AI approved. So we understand, and that is why white goes for this Hane. White needs to go for this jump, but remember, black just played 2 moves here, making this group very strong. If white jumps, black will be very comfortable with the middle group. White will have to connect somehow, and then black will make another move around this area and make the left-hand side. So here, white goes for the Hane. This is a very double-edged, super strong move. And yeah, very double-edged. And here, this is a big mistake because black's win rate goes up to 675 and then 6.5 points. Okay, it's a cut. But before the cut, black plays this wedge, which is Sente, which is absolutely the number 1 move. Why? Well, yes, there is. This is a Sente by black. This move does lose some territory because it makes the middle eye space, but it gives white the ability to Atari here, or Atari here to capture a stone. So this is a losing territory exchange. So professionals will never do this. But there is a popular saying that the amateur player plays too many of these losing exchange moves and then loses because they fall behind, and that the professionals, they always want to wait until the absolute right moment, the best moment, or the latest moment to make these losing exchanges. And the professional losers, like the last game that they played, game one of the finals, because White was not able to play one of these Sente moves. It's a very, very exciting. We'll see many of those, and this is why this is such an exciting finals. This move helps Black make eyes and make connections between these two groups, between the 4 stones and the this part, and this slight added strength is gonna help Black be able to cut. Now, during the match, we have no idea who's winning the fight. All we do know is Black just made a losing exchange and then cut. How we do know what's going on is we see that the AI likes Black. Therefore, this is very, very good and everything. So, understanding the AI is not very difficult. Use our logic and use our Go principles, and it will not be very difficult. Okay, so now it's a fight to the death, and it's very important for Black to play this move because White will push. Black needs to be able to Hane, but this is a ladder Atari, and this ladder looks like it's favoring Black, but no, it's actually favoring White. So that's why Black absolutely needs to play this move. This is also why White played the Hane earlier, and Black has to suffer this blob shape in order to, we'll see it, in order to, when White pushes, Black can Hane. And that's great. So this is a, this fight, White noticeably has less liberties, and it will all depend on the outside in order to do this. By the way, it's very rare for the AI to give White 18%, which is significant. If it's a 4-point lead on the opening, it's like 18% for the AI. And so it's very rare for the AI to be like 10 points and up and also give White 18%. This means it's a very complex, convoluted fight, and it's filled with a lot of uncertainty. If White totally dies, Black is for sure up by more than 10 points. This is expected value, by the way, so think of the game as an uncertain flow of events, and the AI is also sees this uncertainty and everything. Don't expect the AI to give you 100% certain answers. Don't expect your teachers to give you 100% certain answers. Don't expect the AI to give you 100% certain answers. Expect the AI to give you this kind of answer, 18%, expected value more than 10 points. So White is very likely dead, but it's very complicated. Okay, Black plays here. Oh, it became 7.5. Okay, very good, very good. And yeah, these are the strongest moves. White certainly can't live with 2 eyes, and Black's group has many more liberties than White, and Black can cut here to capture 2 stones. White's best chance is to counterattack against the weakest surrounding Black stones. Okay, Black makes a slight mistake here. The strongest move is to extend out, but don't worry about it. They can't read it, we can't read it, so don't worry. Yep, so Black connects, and then White plays here. Yeah, when Black connects here, White needs to play here. Okay, yeah, this is right. They would not mess this up. This is, the push, and this is a double tiger's mouse. It's able to be connected. However, this Right, so now black needs to push out and then try to save this group. Still very complicated, but in the game black decides to play here. And instantly this goes from +7 points for black to -10 points plus for white. Note how white is only at 89, not 99, and also the expected value is over 10 points. So we know what's going on. It's a very complicated fight that just turned a little bit good for black, for white. And that's because when this move totally gets rid of the possibility of black pushing out like this, and then pushing through here, and then turning in sente, and then making a net against white, because white has 3 liberties. Black's inside would also only have 3 liberties. Remember, black needs to push here. So black, it was very uncertain reading for the outside, and black saw that he could make a ko down here, so black went for the ko down here. Again, this is very, very bad. And so here, remember guys, if they can't read it, we don't need to read it, and we certainly don't need to read out all the variations in order to have a lot of fun in this game, or to understand what is going on in this game. Okay, ko. Okay, white has a ko threat here, capture these 6, white cuts and captures these. The ko is too big, the middle white is too big, because after white lives, the black group will be under attack, so black would certainly not be able to do this. Okay, so white is losing. White is winning, black is losing. Black finds this ko threat, which gives white the chance to capture this. Black pushes and captures these 4. Now, what's wrong? Black saved this group and captured 4 stones. Well, what's going on? Black is winning. Yeah, yes, no. White plays here, and we're like, oh, right. Black is gonna die here. Very convoluted, very exciting, very interesting games. And here you see that black has 5 liberties, white has 5 liberties, but you guys will see that afterwards black can't play this move because it's Atari. Black cannot play this move because that's a self-Atari too. So white actually has 6 liberties, black has 5. White wins this liberty race by the slimmest of margins, huh? And so white is really like totally winning now. What a turn of events, and it looks like at this point that we're gonna have, game 4 and then possibly game 5. Okay, so the white plays here. Now the AI wants white to play here, 1 space to the right where it is safer. Safer, and white does win by more than 10 points, very, very comfortable amount. The 9.5 is also the same as diagram 1, about the same as diagram 1. So white is leading by about 10 points right now on this game. And so here white does something that we also recommend for our players as well. So at the time, both players do not know the score, of course. It's such a complicated, crazy, killing exchanges. And white may feel that he's ahead, and that's certainly true, but he doesn't know exactly, and all of our judgments are very flawed to begin with. My personal position judgment is about 10 points on average. 10 points on average in my own favor. I would say that it's just bad by 10 points on average, plus or minus, but it's always in my own favor. So I'm a pro, so I have this problem. You guys will have this too. Don't worry about it. And the key is to play in the very aggressive and very strive for more kind of a way. And here white is doing this. When you're 10 points ahead, try to get to 20 points ahead. Don't do, don't like accept a very, very, don't ever accept small wins, is what we say. I'm not good enough, you're not good enough, none of us are good enough to win the game by 2.5 points and control the game like that. No, we can't. All that we can do is we have a 10-point lead, and then we play super defensively, and at the end we win by 2.5, right? So don't do that. When your 2.5 gets to 5.5, when you are 10, don't let the score go down, because just keep trying hard. Okay, white is getting ready to pull out these 4 stones in this ladder. If this can't be laddered, black will have to net the white, and then the inside will only have 2 liberties, and that would be done. I know black can capture this 1 stone, but when white extends, black plays here, white can connect in Sente and then save the 4 stones and capture the 2 black stones, which is the same. Okay, so white does get the Sente that he wanted, and here white needs, yes, this is Sente against the inside. Remember, white had 6 liberties, black had 5. After black captures, white has 5, so white needs to play here. And so it is again black's turn to make some trouble in white's neighborhood. And here, white does it right, actually. The AI wants white to play the block and just give up the entire left-hand side territory. But after that, you see that white has a big one, white has a big one, black has a huge one, and then a few smaller territories. If I was playing, I would say this black is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Black has 80 points, and white has 10, 20, 30, 40, 35, 55, 65, 75. Very uncertain, huh? 75 versus 80, maybe we can get more on the right-hand side corner, but then again, maybe we can't, and we're gonna have to connect to this, and it's very, very hard to estimate. And AI knows white is ahead by 7, but they don't know. And so in this time, at this kind of time, it's very, very important for us to go for very aggressive plays, or try to not give up anything. Even though at this point AI says it's all good, but when we play the game as humans, because we don't know what the AI score is, and we don't know what the score is, it's very important for us to play aggressively. Now, this exchange, white can connect, black will also play this, so this exchange, if nothing happens inside this territory, is gonna be a black gain. Okay, AI still wants white to play here and then later connect and just let black capture via liberties, but the better move now is to the lower percentage but higher expected value move is to do what white did in the game, which is live on the left-hand side. And so white does this, and it's totally good. So, by the way, it will be very rare for the AI, and this is a very interesting time. 96.9% plus 8 points. 95, a lower win percentage, but plus 10 points and above. And with the OGS AI, you guys will see a more exact number, like 15, 16, 18, and so on. So very rare for this to be the case, but because of the extra uncertainty that comes with the better moves, it actually has a lower win rate, and it's a very interesting, very, very interesting thing. And white is doing certainly totally the right thing here. Don't take the safe win. Don't take the safe win. Take the bigger win, because it's yeah, it's actually safer, and I highly recommend this. Okay, so yeah. So now white will play. White connects out, and everything is good. Okay, still have about a 10-point lead. Okay, so now many things are fine, extending here to protect the upper side. That's one. This knight's move, giving up 3 stones but destroying the left. That's 2. That's 2, and 3 is the same as 1. So okay, he played 3. Very nice, and yeah, over 10 points. Okay, so this way white left a 2 stones capture with the extend. So white certainly is doing this like totally maximizing everything, which is very strong, very nice, totally good. Right now white has a very nice, the top AI move is to connect here. Black will connect. This will force white to live on the inside, but it will force black to make life with the middle group, because either make this eye or capture this. Basically black can only make 1 eye, and black will have to Atari here to connect. That allows white to play here and then play this. And then connect home. So in the game white played here. That's also okay. White is not thinking about the middle probably. So here black lives in the middle in Sente and then jumps down. This is black's last chance. And unfortunately white has a very nice move here. And then jump, and then everything for white is alive, and black has to connect home at the end. Okay, now note, because black also destroyed some white territory, and that because white did not go for this move and then let black capture 2 so that white can Atari and play this move, which clamps down on the black liberties. Slight softness with 1 liberty. This allows black to connect here, and white needs to play here another defensive move in the middle here. And so this Gote move is gonna be a little bit slower on the end game, and therefore white is only up by 6 now. The AI wants him to play here, and he does need to play there. But if that was his plan, he surely would have tried to threaten the big black group here in the middle first, force black to play there so that white can play this move and be very comfortable. He didn't choose that, and therefore we know that this was not on his mind. And so therefore this connect then makes total sense, because this connect is very big for the endgame. It's like 5 points in Sente, and so white is saying that white does not need any more moves here in the middle, and that's it. I'm gonna win by 10 points or more, is what white thinks. This exposed a very funny, weird cut. I'm sure at the time white felt this outside was very secure. I would think the outside is secure too. I wouldn't know what to do. Maybe I would try push, white would extend, push, white would extend, and that's it. In fact, that's basically what should happen. Okay. So right now white needs to play as if black had already pushed, but remember this was not white's plan. So in the end, the following happened, and does white need to connect in the middle? And this is a final thing, and it turned it around for black if you guys look at the AI. So remember, before white should have this move in Sente before, and that's why this move, and that's why the AI had white connect here, And then when black Ataris play this Atari, so this move could be one move further up. But as the game goes, after black played this very nice block, basically the thing is black will cut, white will have to Atari, and black will push, block, Atari, capture, and black will cut here and capture the left-hand side. That's a weakness, and that's what sort of made the position totally fall apart for white. And that one position, one move, one gote, one slight sente move, double sente move not exchanged, would shatter his dreams for white. The 20-year-old, around 20-year-old young upstart, and crown the Japanese player Ichiriki Ryo as the In-Cup champions. And so at the end here, white captures the left-hand side 5 stones, saves everything on the left, but white gets the entire top territory destroyed, which evens out the territory destroyed. And so white captures 5, black captures this much. And so much more than the 10-point lead that white had, and at the end everything totally fell apart. In the end, it looked like everything was holding together totally fine, and all of a sudden it looked totally apart. So congratulations to Ichiriki Ryo, the first Japanese player to win any major international tournament in 19 years, chat told me. Thank you, chat. 19 years. 2005 was the last time. So, I hope this is a very, very good omen and very good event for the Japanese Go community, and I hope more youngsters in Japan play more Go. We know that Japanese youngsters play football, which is soccer in China, extremely well nowadays. But anyways, I hope the Japan really needed this, and it was long overdue. And congratulations! I hope Ichiriki can be this national hero kind of guy, much like Cho Hyung for Korea in the 1980s, and Nie Weiping in the 1980s for China, and if you could, it's always, China had many in the 2000s, many world champions. But, when your country only has one, it is extremely important, and it can be a very uplifting or great for the Go community thing to have. So, still right now China has the most number of strongest players in the world. Korea has the top professional player in the world, Shin Jin-so, and Japan has the latest world champion. So hopefully some similar type of thing can happen, and we would have a more than a China versus Korea international tournament game, match stage in the future. And the North American and European players certainly have not been able to do our part to make it a more exciting field, but I hope Japan can do this, and I hope more is to come in the future. We're trying our best, the NA and EU pros. The only thing is that we all have to work, and so we can't study as much as the players in China and Korea and Japan, but we're gonna do our best. And if you guys think you can do better, you guys play me and find me on Fox. It's easy to find, and you play me and you win, and you say, Michael can be a pro, I can be a professional too, I can do better than he does. Please do, and we definitely need you. If you're thinking about studying the game, trying to get stronger at the game and everything, please do try, and we do we do have a professional qualification in Europe and the US and the North America every year. So hope you guys, hope you guys, the promising players. I really hope you guys try out, and overall, if it's a very fun game as to you as it is to me and the others, I hope you guys play more. All right, great. Congratulations again, and it is, I said, so the third and final game was quite exciting, and here it is time to go for more. So we're gonna go review more, and we'll take a look at the first two games, which were just as exciting as this one. So let's switch the window over, and then we are gonna get ready to do that. Very exciting stuff. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, oh no, that's an email window. That's not right. Okay, review window. I'm gonna switch it over to Chrome. Where is my Chrome? Ah, it's right here. Okay. First, let's test this, and then we will get started. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Uh-oh. Where's my window? So I have the window open. We're gonna jump right in. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay, these are the games 1 and 2, and in this one we're gonna, we'll get to it. Okay. Alright guys, so we just went through the final game of the Yin Cup, and we saw how when White had the victory in his grasp right here, and it looked all very good. It looked all good, and when White just went slightly overlooked a little bit of a weakness here, remember what it looks like now, and look at what it looks like a few moves later. Everything is destroyed, and everything that surrounds the destroyed parts is in danger. What a exciting turn of events there, and very exciting way to finish in the most exciting fashion. And here we're gonna take a look at the first two games of the Yin Cup finals, and they were already the most exciting games ever. I trust me, you guys will not be disappointed. Just look at how confused my AI got over here. It's great. All right. So, background: these two games are the first two games of the Yin Cup finals. And before coming into this, Japan has not won a world championship in about 20 years, 19 years to be exact. And Ichiriki Ryo already made history by making it to the finals. Let's see if he can actually make more history by winning in the finals. Okay, and remember guys, the games of Go is notoriously difficult to track, to know what's going on, but they should not be. You guys can understand professional games as easily as I do with very easy tools, and you already have all these tools. Some basic knowledge of Go that you already have by, unless, if you have played for a while, you already know these concepts. And secondly, use your eyeballs and trust your feelings. Alright, so this is game 1, and here coming into this, Xie Ke, the Chinese player, must be slightly favored at least, just because he was, just because a Japanese player hasn't won in 19 years any world thing. Okay, and remember guys, easy concept to remember. Professional players are always aggressively trying to win the game, so they're gonna be playing very efficiently. And here there's a lot of attack. This game had a lot of attack and defense. That was very, very interesting. That is also very, very instructive, and it's not difficult to pick up. Alright, so here white neglects the upper right group in order to develop in the lower left. Totally fine. Black plays the one space jump. This is the first move that may look a little bit weird to us as a Go player. It's one space. Is it really that big? One space is not that big. You know, a jump up, a surround of the left, a move here, some move on the bottom are all very big moves. This one space is not as does not get as much value, like territory value from this, but we know exactly what this move is doing. And here is something to remember when you guys watch professional games. Whenever they play something that looks not that efficient, not that big, they always have one thing in mind, and that is very strong attacks going forward, or they are looking with their eyeballs at your weaknesses. And it's very clear to see which weaknesses black is looking at here for white. It is clearly the 3 stones. And so the risk of answering playing moves like this, is, even though black played not the most efficient move, if you simply defend, you're going to be even less efficient than black, and every single move in this sequence is black making territory and white not making territory. And remember, he played a one space, so this group is not weak by any means. So yeah, so that's what white wants to be careful of. Your opponent lowered the speed or the amount that he's getting, and so you have to be a little careful. And if you lower your speed even more by playing too safely, you're gonna still fall behind. So white plays here another Tanuki, very exciting. Definitely what we come to expect from professional players. Number one, pick up the Tanuki habit. The professionals will Tanuki whenever they can, or even when they can't, and they can only be punished not too badly, such as this one. So you should also pick up this great habit, the Tanuki habit. Here, white is getting ready to white is sort of trying to limit the top here. A very good assessment to make is, so more moves will happen on the right, but white's original problem is still the big potential territory on the upper side. When black starts attacking white, it's very easy for black to start building up some moves here, and then when black plays here, or even if black plays here, it's very easy for black to make a lot of big territories here. However, if we settle this area now, for example, something like this, black will attack, maybe play here, and either cut or attack like this, and then white plays here. After we settle this, then whatever black wants to attack white with, like something along the outside, anything along the outside will not be as useful because the territory, the upper left, is already being settled. That's white's plan, and so black is going to counter it by playing this move. Quite nice. And here is the thing to really keep track of or remember when you're playing defense. You have to play fully efficient when you're on defense. Remember, we went through some stuff on some diagrams on the right hand side where white is not very efficient and black is able to develop sustainably and walk towards victory. Same thing here. My initial instinct is to play this and then something like this, and we can see that white is not maybe in trouble, maybe in a small amount of trouble, certainly not comfortable. Another move would be here, about the same. Another move like this jump, this push, all along, they're all the same. In the game, white played here. Fully efficient, and it's super efficient, and it allows black to be able to capture a white stone like this. It's just not gonna be good for black. It allows black to push, and then Atari, yeah, that would be strong. But what it does do is, if black wants to capture your whole group, then you will have enough ice space to make a very comfortable life. That's why when we're playing on defense, we have to play very, very efficiently, and we have to play counterattacks, try to counterattack if possible, and if not possible, we have to play efficiently, give up stones. We can't play safely. We can't keep everything connected and hope that we have a good result after. We have to go fully efficient. We'll see what white does if black plays this move in a little bit. Okay, so black goes for the attack on the right hand side, and here's the same idea. Black is looking for this kind of an attack, and now even though the upper left has some exchanges, it is very far from being settled, and because of that, when black gets any more strength in the middle, black will be able to capture a lot, capture this big, and that's what white does not want, and therefore the following move will make sense. White wants to play this one and take the sente and play something else in the game. Very, very good. And this is also playing super efficiently. Efficient in the sense that black can and did capture white stones, parts of the white stones. If black does not accept the sacrifice, this looks about the same as this shape, but it is much, much worse for black because of these extra cutting points. For black to attack white, black has to fix these cutting points. If you fix like this, you are not gonna be attacking white that much. White will block, and black makes less territory than that diagram. White has more ice space. If you play here, white will extend, and you will still have a very annoying block. This, and that's gonna be no good, right? And so if you play here, doesn't matter if you connect. White will attach right now. So this is out of the question. This is just black accepting some losses. So black basically had to play this, and now white does not defend the top anymore. White plays here. And here we'll see what white does when black goes for the punishment against white's earlier moves. And remember now, black is even stronger in the right-hand side. White tenukis, yes. Get this habit ingrained and try to tenuki as much as you can, because the professionals will still tenuki much more than you do. So to catch up, you have to tenuki more. Get this into your heads. Okay, so here black plays this, and you guys may have learned some josekis. That does not look like this. Some josekis look like this, and this joseki ends. Bad for any cut is good for black because of defender's advantage. When you are on defense, any exchange of one stone for one stone is good for the defender, because both sides become stronger, and the stronger attacking side doesn't benefit from getting stronger as much. Another set of josekis go like this, and some, if you do want to play for the left-hand side, you play like this. And here we bring up a good concept that one of my friends at Go Congress professionals, Ryan Lee, one of his central themes in his lectures at Go Congress was, when you play Go and you're trying to improve, sometimes you have to unlearn what you have learned. The exact words was you have to forget some of the things that you learned before. Okay, you have to unlearn some of the things that you learned before, which is some josekis. And here, these presses are a little bit good for black because they make both sides strong, and then black places hane, and it's a sente move for black. In this case, white is doing this because white is forcing black with all these moves to make territory. And where is the black territory? He's making it right next to the black thickness. And that's very, very good direction, which is why white chooses a slightly worse joseki local variation and pushes black into this overall global thing. You guys may have heard of the term don't surround territory with your thickness. And so here, so the reverse, if you force your opponent to surround territory with thickness, it's usually better than it looks. So usually it looks like black surrounds a huge amount, and it's okay. If black surrounds a medium amount with thickness, then it's good for you. And if it surrounds only a few points, it's especially good for you. Okay, so that's why these moves have happened, and here black is this move. I'm sure 9 out of 10 Go players would all go for this move, or some move that is reducing the white huge moyo, the biggest problem on the board for sure. Here, remember back at N17, here we saw that before Ichiriki Ryo played this attack against white, and it's a somewhat of a committal attack. Black needs to gain something out of it because it is not the most efficient move. Later, black did gain the 2 stones and thickness as a result of this attack. So you guys know what it looks like when your opponents play this kinds of a move. This move, this is not the biggest on the board, but it is very, very thick. It is making something very, 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 very strong. And when the professional player plays a slow move that is super strong, you know they have one thing in their minds, and that is they're looking at your group, and they're thinking about how your group will taste. Yes, white, after this move, clearly he is thinking about how the middle group will taste going forward. Keep this in mind when we watch the rest of this game. You will not be disappointed that you kept that in mind. By the way, I'm using OGS, the free version, and we just clicked on OGS, the full review with AI version. I think this one you have to be a member to pay some a small amount of money to get. This is just AI with more playouts, but there is a very strong thing that you guys can do even without any OGS account, which is you upload a game, you play out a game, and you say, click here, estimate score. This is the Katago estimate of score. It calls the Katago AI, and it asks, what do you think the game is? And it will tell you this is the AI score. This is not the like estimate score button on your Fox. This is real. This is with decimal places, with 1 decimal place, Okay, great. And here is where it got really, really good. Enabled AI review. I don't like this. Yeah. Okay. All right. We left off right here. We'll check the AI with you guys. I know what you guys like to see. Okay, so after white played this move, you guys may have heard of the term, the stronger you get, the harder it is to capture a big group. And it will make sense because the stronger people get, the more aware they are of danger, and the more able they are of taking care of themselves. And so, but the groups get captured all the time, and in professional play too. Why do they do that? The answer is they let them be captured because they have to win the game. They have to be aggressively trying to win the game all the time. And so the way to capture a group is to play these kinds of attacking moves. And the next one we will see as well. This one, where you are taking development, sustainable development, so your opponent has to catch up there. And once your opponent catches up there, they will not be able to keep up with you. And so they would have to keep up with the territory, as Black is doing here. And that's what's going to allow you to go for the kills, go for the captures. By the way, what does the AI want? AI wants White to play this turn. This is a double Sente move because when Black pushes, this is extra territory for Black. When White turns, there's a double Atari, so for sure Black will have to answer. AI also wants White to play like this kinds of moves, and the game goes on. When the professional player plays this type, he goes for your attack directly. It usually means they don't have capturing you in mind. Usually they're looking to boss you around, bully you around, and then extract profit from this. This is this type of attack. When the professional player or the high dan player wants to kill your group, capture your group, they play what they do in the game. They make an outrageously strong fortress, and so this would be a deterrent for any counterattacks in this area. And now all they have to worry about is cutting you off from the rest of the board and push you towards this thickness. And then that's what they do. Very sinister. So when White played here, where I'm like, oh my god, how dare you, attack without that much quick, sustainable development? This is super strong, and it would send shivers up the backs of opponents when you see your professional opponents do this kind of thing. You have to be very careful. And Black does, but Black also needs to win the game, so this kind of moves happens, and then so Black has to play these. But remember what White has in mind when White played this move. He had the group in mind, and so therefore, do you think White is gonna do the AI move and play this turn? This turn, one move, and this is done, and that's it. So that makes total sense for White to be playing this move. And so you were like, oh yeah, look, Black made 5 points in Sente and 15 points in Sente. Now he is 5 points up by estimate score. 2 points up. Okay, a few points up. On Fox it was 5 points up. And yeah, but do you think White minds? No. Black made a few points in 15 points in Sente. White does not mind because White had designs of the group in mind. Do you think White really minds playing all these moves in the middle and attacking Black, and getting Sente out of it? No. So this is very exciting. So clearly White is getting what he wants. Black is trying to win the game. So both players are like, this is super exciting. And note how Black does not defend. He is, reaching for it. He's reaching for victory. And so this move is a super strong attack that Black has not dealt with. Okay, and here it's very important. Remember where the fortress is for Black. You want to play away from the fortress, away from the thickness, and you're going to choose a variation that has you go towards the weakest part of the opponent and not the strongest part, because it's a fortress there. Don't bang your head against the wall. Keep this in mind. And remember back to R4 earlier, White made a super strong fortress there. Okay? So the next move from Black will make perfect sense. It made perfect sense to me. Choose the variation that has you going towards the weaker side. Weaker side is here. White will play this to cut my stone off and play here. Yes, totally correct, totally right by black. Many commentators did not understand, including one. Okay, never mind. Many commentators make sure yeah. Okay, why? What happens if black plays this? Okay, now you have to go out. Make sure you counterattack, threaten white's weaknesses. White will protect this weakness, and here we will see. No matter what black will do later to run out, black would have played 1, 3, 5, 7, where he would have played these in between the white thickness and the white outside. And so white would have gotten the outside, and this is a very, very common theme in Go in the middle game. The thickness is the middle. When the thickness is in the middle, when the middle of the board gets settled somehow or another, the outside of the thickness becomes the sides and the corners. And so white is able to now play many moves towards the lower left corner side. And here we can see white building up a very large amount, and black is gonna go home, and because you're right next to the white thickness, you're not gonna make 2 eyes there, and then white is gonna be able to take care of the weak white stones as well. All of a sudden, this makes all the 15 points that black got earlier not so painful, right? And that would be that would be a good result for white. So absolutely the normal move is definitely blocking. And so here is again, remember, you have to unlearn some of the things that you learned before by Ryan Lee, our strongest North American player. You have to unlearn some of the things you learned before, like this shape, you have to do this, unlearn it, and then play like what Ichiriki Ryo did in the game, which is in the right direction. And keep this direction in mind because it heavily factors into play. Here, okay, this move is designed to protect against this push and cut. Okay, so here black plays here, white cuts this stone off, but white cuts off the outside, black gets this. Perfectly normal move, right? And all of us would have cut here in an instant. Nope, this was not a good move. In fact, if we estimate score now, white by 1.6, estimate score before this, black by 1.6. Oh, okay. On Fox, this was black by 5 points, and that is, we have to play these moves and then live. And yeah, living is very valuable for sure. We just got attacked very severely, and we also destroyed a lot of white territory. Play the corner while we're at it. So this is a good result by black. But in the game, black wanted more. My guess is that black wanted to be able to play something like these things, or that's the threat, and therefore if some fighting occurred here, it may favor black because of these weaknesses here. Fighting here might favor black. Another thing to do is this: if the extended sente, then this cut is almost unstoppable for the corner. So yeah, probably it's black is thinking about this. As long as black can get the extending sente, it might be plausible. White has to be careful on the outside here a little bit, but because this move is in between the white thickness on the outside middle and the corner, the outside is now the corner, and so white was super sharp and played this move. Yeah, if I were thinking, I would have played this in an instant, but when I'm playing the game, I play this cut more often than not because, let's be fair, when we play, we don't think all that much. It's much more important to feel than it is to think in Go. You will know this because many of you have already played some kind of simultaneous game against the professionals, 1 on 4, 1 on 6, 1 on 8, 1 on 10. The professional is not thinking that much when he goes around and plays at 10 times your speed, maybe 20 times, because the act of walking around is, and it's the same for chess, of course. So yeah, the more important thing is to feel and not think, and not the reading part, so to speak. Okay, so here now, because of the mistakes by black earlier, now white has an overwhelming advantage. This group is likely dead, although if, it's one of those cases. If it's dead, white is up by 50. If it's not dead, then black is up by a little, and so it's all a exercise to see how much white can extract from this. And the AI, let's see what the AI wants. The AI wants white to play here. Okay, well, okay, the Fox AI wanted white to play here. This has now become so complicated that the weak AI on Fox is getting it's confused. So the complexity of this game was quite interesting. Anyways, remember what white's plan was, starting from R4. Now he has this, like every move from the beginning, including R4, including all the moves we have seen before, had one purpose: win the game by making, by attacking black, and let's be more blunt, he wants to kill the black group. Fox AI wanted this. My guess is that possibly black can live by making an eye like this, but this is good for white overall. My first inclination is this, but given that we can't take away this eye right now, I guess forcing black to make another headbutt would be favorable. Of course, remember the plan. The plan is not to let live. The plan was always capture. And I'm sure if black connected here, losing the eye in Sente, that would be it for this group. And the rest of the in-cup finals would have looked very much different. And here it was extremely important for black to play super right and AI approved, and we can use it's a great application of our techniques, principles, which is you have to strike back before you're totally ready. Right now, black is super weak. There's a cut. You have to counterattack before you are totally ready, because if you don't, if you're one step slow, you are not even safer, not to mention you're gonna lose the game. So black is doing this. So here the threat is this fight actually should favor white. Here black should not be able to make this alive, but because of these, for example, black turns now, but because of the weaknesses with the white connection in the middle now, black is able to counterattack in the middle and do it. So black really needed to counterattack, and the only thing saving him is the counter threats against white. This turn was a must-play move, and this cut was a must-play move. And when white, so here white gives up on the chance of cutting because of this counter cut. So in the end, here we can see that in the original thing, oh my god, what happened? So here, here white ended up spending 2 moves in the middle inside his thickness, and black only spent 1 move inside the thickness. So white spent 1 move inside, and that's the move that was gonna determine whether the group lives or not. So very important to see here. And white plays this move, another one slight mistake. Here's a very, very crucial moment in this game. Right now the game, black plus 7 or more. And the move here right now, it is very even, black by 2.9. So here white's move was here, extend. Well, we can always check. The move is to extend. And we can see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And here black is still in trouble. White, this is a very complicated fight. In fact, the review AI, which is less play out, is white by 1.1. Wow, here white by 13. This is with low playouts. That's why we see this. And here white by black by 2. So yeah, very, very, very complex position. My Fox AI is totally confused. Well, my OGS AI is totally confused, which is just shows this kind of a position is very complex. And when it's this complex, you have to run a lot more playouts, or you have to go back to your principles. And most importantly, when you play these positions, because you don't have the AI with you anyway, you have to keep up your aggression level. And here this move is very aggressive, so that does work in that sense. And here the game goes back to even because there's a very nice move by white. Okay, which is here. Yeah, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. White is gonna be able to live like this. And remember, black has to cut here. White is gonna be able to live like this. Okay. Why does white not choose this? Does he not think a move on the outside is important? Of course he knows. Why does he think that this is it's because of this. This is Sente, and black is gonna be able to live. Now I wonder how this position is. This is white by 2.5. Very nice. Yeah, so that's white's chance. If everything went according to plan, he would have a small lead. But remember what happened here? Black was able to live, right? The keyword was black was able to live. And remember, all the way back at R4, what did white have in mind? White had murder on his mind. So of course there was no way that white is gonna allow black to live so easily. Therefore, when black pushes, white is gonna block. Okay, so all good. And here again, black is still in trouble, although white is also in trouble. It's very, very important to strike and counterattack before you're totally ready, which is you can't connect here. Just like black couldn't connect at L8 earlier, black had to wait for white to play this move, which means black never connected at here until white really made him with an exchange. So he made white waste a move there, and he's gonna have to do the same, make white waste a move with this peep. Yeah. So black had to survive by doing something like this, and then fighting with the upper side white group. Fighting with the upper side white group, with the middle group. Yeah, how crazy was that? Very crazy. And so therefore white first tries to make the top hand side live. It's very tricky because if black tries to do something like this, allows white to live somehow on the top, and then white would cut, and then all of a sudden black is finding himself fighting against a group that is alive, and that would be the end of the black's chances. So therefore, black had to do the most that he can. He had to capture, remember he also needed a lot of territory, so he had to play these moves, capture the transgressor at k17, and just watch, very exciting. Remember the middle cut. Okay. Black cannot connect the middle ever, this middle cut, ever. Here black plays here. Now this move is a sente that is losing a few points. Remember back in the final game, Ichiriki did play a wedge like this that lost points locally. This one loses points because later white can capture like this normally, but after white pushes, white will not be able to capture anything. Yeah. By about the same amount. And in the third and final game, Ichiriki did play this kind of a wedge on the fourth line. But here, white has no chance to play this because the cut against white is over here. And when white cuts, black has 4 liberties. When black hunts, white has 3 liberties. So white was forced to take the liberty away with this connect, and that's the only thing that saves white in this position. And but this forgoes any possibility of white getting that, white does not have that push anymore, or before it would have looked like this, and then white could block and capture a stone and the game would still be even or slightly white favored. But white had to play this for the liberty, and as a result, and remember black can never connect the cut, he has to play this way and capture the 2 stones without ever connecting, just like that other connect in the middle at L8. Very crazy, right? And so this settles with this position, and black is winning by 6 points. After never connecting here, capturing 4 points, black is winning by 6 points. And if this move was here, well, if this move was here, we'll subtract 2 points for black. I don't know. Let's see. This would be white by 4.5, so minus 2 points. Therefore, white would be up by 2.5. If only white could get the exact same thing like this. Crazy, right? Crazy, right? That's why we have to play a lot of sustainable development when we fight. We have to keep developing ourselves when we're attacking, and that's also why we have to strike back before we're totally ready, because if we are totally ready, it would be too late. Yeah, so that's what we mean. Defend your weak groups if you want, but if you want to win at the professional level, you do have to do what the professionals do and not necessarily what the professionals say, because look at this, the game by black. This game by black showed, even with 2 pure, like, I have to connect, how could you not connect? Connects. Black's only chance was to not connect them and to strike back before you connect yourself. Yeah, so it is exactly what we mean. Don't fix your weaknesses. You have to counterattack before you are totally ready, or else it'll be too late and you may not win the game. Now, in cup rules, 8 points Komi, but black wins ties. So it's really 7.5 points Komi, and if you win by 8, it would be like black would win by 1 point, and you can go overtime for 20 minutes. So remember, it was 6 points lead for black. He played defensively in the final stretch, and so in the end, black was 10 points on the board. He went overtime, so he paid two points. So then he won. He won the game by having 8 points on the board by the slimmest of margins, 1.5 because he took the last dame, would have been half a point if it was the other way around. So he won by having exactly 8 points on the board after getting a 2 points foul, 2 points foul by going overtime, which was quite crazy, very, very exciting, and absolutely he had to play completely, completely the most aggressive form of defense that you can think of, and anything would have netted White a victory. It came down to as close as, very small details, the closest margin ever, and of course anything that involved White. This push. If White could exchange this before, White would have won. But White did not change it before, and if we go back, it's not easy to find a time when White could exchange it. Maybe all the way earlier at around this point. This point. This point. This point. Surely this is Sente, but it loses 2 points or so no professional would ever do it. And when it came time to the end, it was too late. And the slimmest of margins. And okay, that was game one, most exciting finals game one in my memory. And the next day we would see game two. Also super exciting to have the second game, and remember Xie Ke was probably favored ahead of Ichiriki Ryo. Last time we saw game one, it was a crazy defense, crazy attack and defense game, super interesting, and today is a revenge match, and keep this in your mind when you look at this game. Xie Ke definitely has revenge on his mind. And yes, I am totally with my, confidence, total unfounded confidence. I will claim Xie Ke has revenge on his mind. And he's going to play this game. He's going to use very little amount of time, which was talked about. And he's going to play super fast. And look for Ichiriki Ryo to once again go into overtime. In fact, this time he went into double overtime, so it was real interesting to see. And also, again, look for this back and forth game. All right, revenge on their minds and everything. In the semifinals, Ichiriki Ryo defeated Ke Jie of China, the most big-mouthed Go player. He really likes to do trash talking, and he made himself a name, Ke Jie, by his trash talking. At the time, he was the strongest player in the world because he had a dominating record at the time against Xin Jinso. That's when he started talking. Xin Jinso started studying, and a couple of years later, I don't remember Ke Jie beating Xin Jinso in the last couple of years. So the more you talk, talking does not make you stronger as a Go player for sure. So let's conclude it at that. And Ichiriki Ryo made history by defeating Ke Jie in the semifinals to reach this stage. They have a very similar name, Xie Ke and Ke Jie. Very different in Chinese, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so and Ke Jie and Ichiriki Ryo played a very similar Joseki in their game earlier, and it went like this. And here White could live on the inside, but Ichiriki Ryo chose to play like this, and then play. I forgot. I played like this: 5, 6, maybe 7 here, 7, and maybe 8 here, or something like that. Maybe there was a white stone. Anyways, that was a Joseki too, so it's very interesting to see this again. And here, right off the bat, it was like right off the bat. So far this is all Joseki, but and I had no idea. Don't worry if you guys don't know this either. This is one of the ways that AI is adding to the Joseki pool with these very complicated positions. And here it's very interesting. The move to totally capture white without ko is here. Don't worry about solving this life and death. I'm sure Ichiriki Ryo would have answered here if he knew that that move captured. I'm sure he thought this was, he at least play here or something. So if he hasn't read it out, it's way too difficult for us, so don't worry about that. Okay, so he played a big move and black played here. Note, capturing this does not necessarily make it good for black, which is interesting. The only move that did make it good for black is this push. And look at all these AI moves that are good. This move I did not understand, but you know, because it's so important to play the shoulder hit, I guess I understand. Normally we think of the black corner as too big. Normally you do this against the small knight's move enclosures. This move we totally understand. It's very big, noticeably. This move we totally understand. It's expanding the left-hand side. This move is connecting two moves in the middle, totally understand, reducing and everything, and it's very light. This move is settling on the right-hand side, totally reasonable. Okay, and note one of these moves, and here's a clue. 1, 2, 2 is up there, and 2 is up there. And so remember this, and now we know why this black is going to be a good exchange for black. Remember, white could have had 1 and, oh my god, what is this? What is this? What is this? White could have had 1, 2, but instead in the game white had M17 and N18. So clearly this one is slowing white down in terms of development, so that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of like backwards induction with AI, and it's always very logical, so and the logic isn't very hard, very difficult, and it's gonna be okay. Alright, so in this game, this happened. I think the Fox AI is a little bit more playouts and it's more like strict. So these 4.6 for the Fox it would be like 7 or 8 points, and that was what it was. Okay, sustainable development. This one is fixing the ladder, not directly, and this is something that's very. He's not fixing this ladder. It doesn't actually help, but it shifts the ladder over by 1 space, so that at the end of all of this ladder, white is just captured. I know this is not very easy to totally read out, and if you guys run this ladder out and this happens, I totally understand. And if you do this and then someone falls for it, you will also remember it for the rest of your life. So. Very nice, very nice. A trap. And here, okay, all right, another exchange here. White, seems like white, I felt a little bit good for white because white makes a Panuki on the right-hand side where black's large potential territory existed before. Another big move is here. If you think about it, if you allow black to play something like this, or even something like this, and we can see noticeably a very large territory in addition to that corner that was captured. So, okay, so in this game, white loses some corner points, but in Sente gets rid of black's right-hand side. So this looks pretty good overall. Slightly good for white in this bit, but because white lost a bit earlier, still the game favors black a little bit. And here we can see we can do backwards induction and understand why black chose this. It's because black thinks this knight's move is very, very good. And this move attacks white very severely and everything. And yeah, we get it. But right, let's okay, let's do that other thing. Oh my god. Let's turn on the full AI. Enable AI review, and let's do full AI review. This is presumably more playouts. So remember that 4-point lead. It's still 4 points. Okay. And remember, when in doubt, you guys can always do estimate score to get the full range of what the AI expects. Anyways, we were up to here. Let's see some good AI moves. It's still going. AIs wanted black to play in the middle, to play here, I remember. Okay, but clearly Xie Ke in the game decided to play this move. And he thinks this is a very strong move, right? So before black had many, okay, and remember, when we attack, it's very important to attack in a sustainably developing kind of way where you keep making territory and you keep making thickness and you keep grabbing value for yourself. So this knight's move, because it doesn't make all that much territory, is not that it's not that important at the time. And white was gonna live anyway, and you may want to play something like on the right hand side, and then force white to connect home. You might want to force white to connect home and then make a little bit yourself, something like that. Okay, anyways, remember, when your opponents do something, when your super strong professional opponent does something that looks kind of slow, that's not making a lot of territory, that's not sustainable development, they have one thing on their minds. They're looking at your weaknesses and they're trying to capture you. Murder on their minds. And so here that makes a lot of sense. Black plays here. Yeah, what are you gonna do? White plays here. Very nice defense. This is like, remember, when you defend, you have to make sure you are as efficient as possible. What is this defending? It's defending this move, and then now white can block everything and make ice space at the same time. That would be successful. Very nice defensive move. This may have been overlooked. I certainly wouldn't have came up with this. If I did, I would be very proud of myself, and you guys would know about it. I would mention it over and over. Okay, so Xie Ke played here, white played here, black played here. Very, very nice. So when we are 20Q, remember our friend Ryan said, when you play Go and get stronger and stronger, you're gonna find that you're gonna have to unlearn some of the things that you have learned. And the first thing we learned in Go is that we don't want to play one move right next to our other move for many, many moves in a row. And look what black does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Black does exactly that. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves right next to each other, which is not super efficient, but it was good enough to still be good. In fact, white needs to answer here and then make himself basically alive. Not totally alive, basically alive. And so white tanukied, and when black played here, it actually worked. I'm sure he lost a bunch from playing these moves. The AI is gonna be worse than this. But after this, he did get it back by finally being able to capture, which is very, very interesting course. Okay, so here black was able to find a blue AI move. Very, very interesting. And let's see the rest of the game going forward. So here black invades the corner and he succeeds in making a small group alive. Now this makes super strong thickness for white. So Now white plays this peep, and black plays here. Again, when you're on defense, hard to say. Remember, professionals don't like to connect peeps. AIs don't like to connect peeps. We saw 2 of these in the final game, the 3rd game, and it was quite right, we couldn't connect. So, we're all very strong now, so it's very reasonable for people to try to play efficiently without connecting. And so here white cuts, goes for the game, goes for the jugular. And look at the kinds of moves for recommended. Here, jump, makes sense. Knight's move, same as a jump. The other knight's move, very nice. Another move is here. This move is very reasonable. We can clearly see a little bit of a house getting built over here. This move is Sente. Makes sense. None of the moves had black play this move, but clearly black was gonna play this move, because remember, black really likes fighting, as we could tell, and remember what he has on his mind? Revenge. So of course he's not gonna just do give up these 2 stones. What? Are you kidding me? I'm attacking you. I'm attacking white, he is thinking. And that's okay, so we'll see. And so therefore the next move also makes sense, and it's very, very consistent. And when white plays here, we can now see a very strong, this black group is totally surrounded by this wall of white, and it's super thick. Okay. The attacks continue, and it's, see how black is avoiding playing around when it's very close to the white thickness, because just look at the simple set of things and it's very hard to come up with a way out. So black plays here, tries to stay away from the strongest position for white, which is the wall on the lower left, which makes total sense. And that's why you see that the AI did not want black to save the two stones with these 2 moves, M9 and N9. It wanted black to defend the group. Totally reasonable, but as you know, the defense can be a great way to win a game, and we talk about defender's advantage all the time, and getting yourself on defense is a great way to get this defender's advantage, which is defenders can lose stones and the attacker cannot lose any stones. So for example, white played here, and so now white plays here. The defender can lose stones, so he plays here. The attacker can the attacker was not satisfied with this result, so the attacker played here, not really capturing the 5 stones, and here black has succeeded in one thing. Look how many moves white played on the inside, right? White played all these moves on the inside the white thickness. Black played less moves and more moves on the outside with KLM and even this move. So black has moved a little bit more out, and here white does not have this overwhelming thickness that white had earlier in the earlier fight. So it will be no surprise to check that right now this game now significantly favors black. Well, 4.5 points for OGS AI, 7 or 8 points by the Fox AI, and after this cut, both AIs agree 9.1. Even though, and here is defender's advantage personified totally. Black lost 5 stones, lost territory on the bottom, but black just gained 10 points in game. Because black used the defender's advantage, the defender can lose stones. And now when black played this diagonal move, he's capturing the right-hand side. And so this is how he's getting his revenge, remember? And he's gonna do it in style. Another ignore. Okay. Tanuki. Okay, this one. So here, right? So originally this one, and then this move is a Tanuki, and then this capture was a Tanuki, 2 Tanukis, 3 Tanukis, 4 Tanukis, 4 Tanukis in a row, and now he has a good winning position. Very, very interesting. And so for him, he really did this in style. By the way, AI wants him to play this connect to win by more, not win by a little bit. See, one, it had white doing some other stuff on the right hand side. I'm sure at the time he was worried about white playing this move. Yeah, I would be too. And let's see if it's still good. But this way, at the end of this, white is gonna be capturing the inside, and black is gonna be like taking care of the group, and then everything is good. So that puts the maximum amount of pressure on black. So in the game, another Tanuki, and finally, actually 5 Tanukis in a row, and he just peeled back layer after layer of sacrifices, which was quite crazy. 1, 2, 3, 3 layers, 5 Tanukis later, black has a winning position, which is very, very quite a crazy, and this is very stylistic, and he, remember, he used very little time, and he was up by like 10 points without the Aji, which we'll get to in a little bit. And I'm sure during the game he sat in his chair. It's like, I only used an hour and a half. Look, you're already out on your like first 20 minutes or something of overtime. And look, yeah, come capture me, capture all my stones. I do not care. I captured more of yours on the whole right hand side. I did this. I finally have my revenge, and I did it in style. And yeah, I'm sure he was feeling this way at this point. And here it was very, very complicated one more time. By the way, let's see what would have happened if he played here. Black by 2, so not that much. So white played this cut. This was there's something called the zombie style, which is making use of your dead stones. And this was a great move in order to make use of that. Right now, black has to play this move, and you'll see this AI variation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17. Okay, this move. And in the game, black played this move, which was the second top choice by the AI, which should be no problem. But let's see. Let's see what happened. Connect, black plays here, normal. Push, block, wedge, Atari. By the way, and this is where my AI is gonna get super confused. Oh, my AI was not that confused. Okay. Remember in the first game, the OGS AI, it was so complex. The OGS AI got very confused. Didn't know who was winning. It was wild swings, which just means it's very uncertain. Lots of reading and stuff involved. In this game, this was also a very, very complicated sequence. And it involved everything. However, everything was sente, and so for white, it was easy to come up with everything. This wedge, this peep, this wedge, and then this Atari, and then this cut. And after this, white now, with the, remember the layers of capture, first layer, second layer, third layer, and fourth layer. After the fourth layer of capture, it was finally enough. The fourth kill, the fourth layer was enough. Okay, so note how happens if black did not do this, and the same thing happened. And then like this, like this, like this, And now black does not have to Atari here like he did in the game. He can Atari there. And this is just black holding on to everything. And then in the game he did this, remember? Now the thing is, okay, when white plays here, black is not able to do this because of this move, capturing this and saving white in ko. And this matters because remember these two stones being captured. Oh my god. The marking system for this is bad. Oh my god. Okay, clear everything. Okay, remember these two stones being captured. That also made white totally safe, or else this move, black could capture here. So the code would probably be nothing to be afraid of, except black already gave up this third layer for thickness, and so everything conspired to just make it, and it just so happens that black could not make this part alive as well. So everything conspired to make it just not work for black overall. And so this was game 2, full of drama, when the villain, black, was sitting back in the chair declaring victory, and everyone thought white was done. And yeah, it was like that thing, like every other movie. White was able to pull off the end, like something off from the dead group, and was finally able to capture yet another group of black. The 4th layer of capture was enough. And at the end, white won by 9 points, or 9.5 points. He went overtime 2 times in this one for a total of 40 minutes. And so I can reconstruct what happened with you guys in the playing hall. Xie Ke, at around the middle here, he was very confident. He was very, very happy. He was like, ha, look, your attack failed, and look how many times I'm gonna ignore you, and I'm gonna still win. And oh yeah, he's like very smug and everything. And Ichiriki is sitting there like pulling his hair out. He's out of time. He's already paid 2 points for 20 minutes. He's like really doing it, and really like, and then he's just playing one painful move after the other. All the time his opponent instantly responds. He's like, you play one, I'll play one in 5 seconds. And all of a sudden he's like thinking. And then at the end, he did find the very necessary cut. And black played this move instantly. And then he played this move instantly. He played this move instantly. And when white pushed, the villain Xie Ke black, he's like, really? Hair starts standing up on the back of his neck, and then he's getting that tingly feeling again, that feeling of, oh my god, this is happening again, I can't believe it. But he has to believe it because it's real. And at the end of this, Ichiriki Ryo gets his 2-0 lead, and he finished it in game 3 that we just saw earlier, and he made history as the first Japanese player to win the Yin Cup, and the first Japanese player in the last 19 years to win any world championship. And with these super exciting games, it was quite deserved, and everyone, including the most diehard China supporters, should be relatively happy that this happened, because the days of China vs. Korea in all the international tournaments could be more, or there could be more new players in the future with the Japanese players. So it is often said that the finals of tournaments often don't live up to expectations, because people make mistakes, and the finals games are about the same quality as regular games, and it just leaves the viewers, leaves the players, leaves the perfectionists in the Go world a little bit lacking. They're like, it would have been so perfect if it was 3-2 and every game was decided by the slimmest of margins. These finals games were one of the most exciting. I can't think of any other more exciting finals games than these, and I had so much fun reviewing them and checking out how these things happened. And just remember, it's not very difficult to understand what's going on in these games. You can understand as well. They don't understand that as well. You don't have, you can understand much more than you think, and that even professionals will understand much less than what you think. So enjoy the game. I hope you guys have as much fun in the game as I do, and do let me know. Subscribe so you can see more, and do leave a comment for me to know that to let me know if you guys like this kind of content. And and also, maybe if you prefer this to be sped up a little or slowed down a little to analyze more variations, or sped up a little because I don't know how long this has been. And also let me know if you guys like to watch this in chunks chunks of 3. So alright, enjoy. I will see you next time, and remember, the NA and EU pros, we are struggling to compete in the international stages. So if you think you can, we're not that strong, or if you think you may be able to do a better job, please play in the pro qualifiers in Europe and North America. I see a lot of very, very promising young players in both continents, and please do, when you guys are able to beat the pros. Maybe in Europe it's a little easier than in NA, maybe, but we'll see. Please play in the pro qualifiers, and everyone will be happy if you do. Okay, take care and see you guys next time.